Minecraft 1.21 is close to being released, and during the development, it was obviously being developed during 1.20.3, 1.20.4, and 1.20.5. But for actual 1.21 snapshots, we only got 4 of them, and we have currently, at the time of recording this, got 4 pre-releases. Now, inside of them 4 snapshots and 4 pre-releases, we haven't seen many major changes, but one of the tweaks has been a feature I've wanted in the game for so long, and it has been in Bedrock for quite some time as well. So today, I'm going to talk about leashing boats and how useful that is for the game. Now obviously Bedrock Edition has had this for ages. I don't exactly know when it was added to Bedrock, but this is the ability to put leads on boats. You can have a boat in the world. This does also work for chest boats, and you can put leads on them. The leads can then be pulled like they can with any other entity. Now the reason this is really good is because just looking at it, first of all, you can now carry chest boats around with loot in them. So whereas before, this would be your boat, and you could row around with this one boat, which gives you 27 extra slots in your inventory. Well, now you can basically have as many boats as you would like. So we're going to have 4, for example. Let's then leash all of these. And let's now jump in this boat. And if I now row down this river, you can see I'm pulling the 4 chest boats with me. All these chest boats behind me could also have loot in them. As of 1.18, Minecraft made rivers a lot bigger and a lot less likely to come to a dead end. This is extremely useful. If your starter base is at a certain coordinate and your new base is thousands of blocks away, this could be an easy way to transport all your items early game. Now this is excluding shulker boxes, although this would really work if you had shulker boxes, because then all 27 slots could have a shulker box with more items inside of it. Now there isn't a limit to how many boats you can pull. You can leash as many things as you want. The limit, I think, would be the boats colliding with each other and getting stuck. So if I just lead a load of boats, I think we have quite a lot leashed right there. How many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then let's do 10, 11, and let's do 12. And then let's jump in to this boat. And you can see I am pulling all these. With these 11 I have attached, they seem to be okay. But if you was to have any more, or you was to get stuck like this, they can become disconnected when you maneuver the player. But in Java Edition, leads aren't as flimsy as they are in Bedrock, meaning they don't really disconnect unless the lead or the mob you are pulling gets caught on something. So now we spoke about leading the boats and having a load of items in each of these boats. Now that's not the only use. I now need to try and get all these leads off of me, which I guess the best way to do it is just click them. Now, next use for this feature is decorative. If a player was to have a bridge across a river or something, now I've built a very rough bridge, it's not the best looking thing in the world, but that's fine, it's just for testing. So if you was to have a bridge, players would hide mobs like chickens underground, attach a leash to them, and then attack the lead to the fence to make it look like the bridge is kind of being held up by string or something. Well, chickens would make a noise, and inside of the game there's no way to silence them, at least in survival mode. Now you can use data packs and things like that to silence them, but that's just another step. Well, this can now be done with boats. All you need to do is replace the chicken. If we break a big enough hole, because boats are a little bit bigger than chickens, and we want to place a boat down there, I can lead the boat, and I can attach the lead to the fence. Now, obviously, I've done it at a point where you can't really see the lead, but you get the idea. And this boat will never make a noise, so you now have basically a silent lead that can be used as decoration. Now, a way it can also be used is just by leading boats. If you have a load of boats at a dock, you can now tie them to a fence, because in real life, they normally do tie boats to like a little pillar in the ground, so the boats don't get taken away by wind or by the waves. So you can also kind of replicate that with a lead on a fence. So this can be used in quite a lot of decorative ways, as well as moving items. Now the next way, which I think is the way it'll be used more commonly, and that is moving a load of mobs. For example, you can now put villagers inside of some boats. You can have up to 2 villagers per every boat, so let's quickly just throw some villagers in these boats. If I just spawn 1 there we go, that's 2 in that one. Let's then put 2 in this boat. And let's then put 2 in this boat. Now, once again, you could have a lot more than this. You could have 6 boats. I'm just going to do 3 because it's an example. We can now put leads on all these boats. and then I can pull them. We are now moving 6 villagers, whereas prior to this update, you could only move 1, and that would be the one in the back of my boat, which now I don't have any in the back of my boat, so I could even have a chest in the boat if I wanted to. Now, this don't have to be villagers, it can be any mob that can go inside a boat. Pandas, cats, dogs, any entity can now be moved across the world with ease. Now, we've spoke about doing this on water. It does also work on land. If you was to have a boat on land, and let's quickly just build up because we want to bounce the mobs up the block. There we go. You can also pull them on land. Now, once again, this is going to be very tedious to do because you have to keep building up or you have to keep going up in some way to make the villagers go up blocks like this. For villagers, you'd have to keep placing a bed down or placing a workstation down, hoping they would follow that. Now you can literally just pull them across the land. Now, instead of keep building up, I guess you could probably use wind charges in this case. So if I was to throw a wind charge down, yeah, wind charges works. You can also use the other 1.21 feature to basically make this work. If you just throw yourself up in the air, the villagers do go up with the wind charge. We move them across this chunk of land in about 30 seconds, just by either pillaring up or using wind charges. Now, obviously, if this was 1.20 or lower, you would have to do them one at a time. Now, I know I could have just boated them around, but imagine this was a big, massive chunk of land with no river. I really do like this feature, and I do like that they have made it so you can do it on land as well as water. Now, one thing I haven't tested yet, and I do want to test, in Bedrock Edition, you can lead boats and fly with them. I don't think Java leads kind of support that because normally if you're going too fast, they break. But I want to see if this works. So if I was to glide, that's not how you glide. Okay, so we have lost some villagers, but that's fine because we still have 2. So if I was to glide and now firework rocket, okay, the 2 boats that had no villagers in has been disconnected, but these 2 villagers are still following me. This is really cool. I love that you can do this as well, as we can now land them at this village, and they won't take full damage because they are in a boat. So if I land them, you can see they went through the blocks. That's weird. They shouldn't have done that, but they didn't take full damage. They suffocated in the block. Now I want to test, did that other boat disconnect because it had no mobs in? Or was it because I was carrying more than one and they kind of hit each other? So here we go. We now have the 3 boats again. So what I'm going to do is go up a little bit just so they have a little bit of height. And then I'm going to glide and firework rocket. Okay, that time they all disconnected. So it seems like you do need to be careful with it. I think what you need to do is not firework rocket straight away. I think you need to let the boats get that little bit of momentum. So if I do that, are they moving with us? Yes, they are. Okay. And now if I firework rocket. Okay, 2 of them have broken, but 1 is still following us. That's still good though. Carrying 2 mobs at the same time is still way better than you could do now. And there might be a way to make it so you can carry more, maybe slow falling, just so the firework rockets don't boost you as much. But I love messing around with this feature. I loved it when it was in Bedrock Edition before I moved to Java. And now it is in Java Edition. It's so fun. Now there are so many other ways you can use leading boats. I've covered the main ones and the ones that help in survival gameplay. Let's quickly just try this again because I want to try and get 2 at the same time. And okay, it seems like you can glide with 2, but as soon as you rocket, 1 disconnects. I think that's probably because they collide with each other and the game don't know what one to like push first. But anyway, these 2 villagers are coming with me now. I'm going to kidnap them. If you did enjoy this video, do leave a like and subscribe. Let me know of any other ways you'd use the leashing of boats. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.